The Olympics are a time where you can prove whatever you need to prove. And nobody can stop a determined heart from achieving victory. So join us tonight because our national hero, Mario the fancy boy himself, is bound and determined to prove that you don't have to be a Chivarian to take the Boundable title home once and for all. This has been Space Nate with the Channel 7 News, tuning in live to the main event.
Alright everyone, hope you're ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off, Nate, and it seems like a very majestic race indeed. Indeed it does, Wally, but where on earth is Mario? Well, it seems Mario is a bit behind in this leg, but I would not count him out quite yet. That's great news, Wally, and it looks like everyone's wrapping up their first lap except for Mario. Do you have any new words on his position? Yes, Mario is about to complete the very first curve of the race. Oh, it seems Mario just got lapped an eighth of the way through his first lap. That's rough news, Wally, but I haven't lost faith in our hero yet. Yes, can he make it back? That is the question. Hello you beautiful people and welcome back to Glitch Vault. Today we're taking a look at the extraordinary Super Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch. This has to be the most requested game I've ever received, and I'm glad you guys did, because this one was a doozy. So without wasting any more of your time, let's jump right on in. So an important glitch to start off with requires new Donk City, jump ropes, and elite skills. Head over to Talkatoo, toss your hat, and talk to him right before your hat hits him. Once you do this correctly, you need to leap away from our feathery friend and toward the sidewalk. This stores the camera lock that we're going to use to our advantage. From here, jump over to the jump rope area, hold right, and hit both of the left shoulder buttons. If done correctly, you'll become an unbelievable jump roping master by hovering nonchalantly in the air. So we're just gonna let this one sit and see where we're at by the end of the video. Sound good? Sweet. For this next trick, head over to this spot with a scooter. Now jump over/through this gentleman. Ouch, that looks painful. Now wedged against the railing in the building, turn a hard right and accelerate. After many attempts, you will pop through the exterior and into the interior. Yeah, I think that's right. First thing you may notice as you pop in there is that there are no lights on. Those windows were all a lie. Now there's a bunch we can explore right off the bat, but there are some strange things we can notice first. Throwing Cappy through the wall works, though he can't get back to you. The collision on the other side of the wall ruins his pathfinding and he can't make his way back through. Sometimes this looks pretty cool though. Something else to note is this guy just stares at you through the wall like some sort of otherworldly sociopathic maniac. So just keep one eye open tonight. But enough of that, let's explore a bit. Heading in either direction will take you into some clippable buildings. Now going to the right puts you more at risk of popping back inbounds because the buildings are more broken up. But there's this fun spot where you can wall jump up to the roof, and there's this weird gray texture that's in between two invisible planes of building. So nothing too crazy, but still, this side is fun to goof around in. Going to the left side gives you a few more buildings to explore, but the one that's most interesting is directly adjacent to the building you clip through, and contains the loading zone for the RC car challenge. Also, this new Donker needs to step off and chill. I mean, the dude is utterly terrifying. But the reason this piqued my interest is because you can poke this load zone and pop into the RC car challenge room, supposedly from already inside the building. Pretty spooky stuff. This clip is difficult, but what's super interesting about this is that for some reason completely unknown by me, it's way easier with the Joy-Con than it is with the Pro Controller. I was able to get this trick done 4 times more often with the little monsters, so there's that. But give this one a shot because I promise you it is possible. So moving on to one that's mind-numbingly easy, head over to the Lost Kingdom. Once you arrive, immediately go into snapshot mode. Once you're there, swing the camera around behind you to find a Koopa stuck in his T-pose. For those of you who don't know, the T-pose is the default unanimated state of a 3D model. But in this case, it just looks like he's trying to calm himself down a bit. Okay, you got this. You're a cool turtle, and nothing could stand in your way. You're a very important being, and you deserve a little bit of me-time. Or you-time, or, oh no. For another out-of-bounds trick, head over to Cap Kingdom and take over this top-hatted Paragoomba. Which, can I just say, I'm so happy we have Paragoombas with top hats in this game. Once you get the capture, head off to the right and float down to this corner. From here, let yourself fall a tiny bit, push into the corner, and pow, you're under the level. Now you can see almost everything the kingdom has to offer. This includes loading zones, hidden areas, and a closer general view of everything that's going on in this strange place. Overall, the camera is a bit glitchy due to the nature of your position, but this is one of the easier ways to get out of bounds. Speaking of dragons, trying to climb this slope in Sand Kingdom for this moon normally ends in helpless rejection, just like high school. But for some reason, spamming jump with Glydon makes the dream possible for a lazy approach to this moon. Not sure if this is even a trick, but at the very least, I found it interesting and it enables my moon grabbing obsession.
So back off.
Now take the Dragon Boy over to this corner. Lining yourself up at a 45-degree angle, jump and tap glide and repeat that a billion times. Eventually, you will pop through the corner, able to turn around and drop inside the stone structure. Now, the first time I did this, I landed in this room and got a free moon. And going back to my previous point, let's just say I was pleasantly surprised. Now, in this room, you can do some weird stuff with the camera, and you can clip right back out of bounds without an issue. If you let yourself fall straight down, you will die, so do not do that. And this is just one of many clips you can do with Glydon, as you're about to find out. But first, let's check in on Mario and his jump roping progress. Oh nice, we're in the 400s. Don't overexert yourself, buddy. Over in the Wooded Kingdom, there's a clip with Flygon you can do atop the observation deck. Come to this corner and do the exact same trick we just performed. You'll fall through this amazing vertical space. This one is not easy to navigate, and if you don't pop back in bounds at some point, you will fall into the fated deep woods. But as tough as this one is, you can get instant access to other areas of the map, and that's pretty darn cool. There's this other spot you can do this with, but it has all of the death and none of the exploration, so you can probably guess which one wins my vote. But enough about the Wooded Kingdom, let's see what else this little dragon can do. Over at the Lost Kingdom, go to one of these weird stair things with Glydon. Doing the same trick gets you inside the taller box and lets you peek through these stairs. How adorable! But more usefully, if you have the skills to land on this cage, you can grab this moon immediately. See, we don't just goof off here on Glitch Vault, sometimes it actually pays off, even though most of the time you're probably going to die. But on a lighter note, head to Seaside Kingdom, grab the reptile, and head to this spot with a rounded corner. This time the trick is more difficult, but pull it off correctly and you'll get a whole new world to explore, and it is beautiful. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. To answer your question, yes, that was necessary, okay? Because there was a lot of love put into this level and into this game in general. Now, unless you have any more stupid questions, I'm going to move on. Swimming around this area gives a whole new perspective on how this beautiful kingdom was built. I particularly love this underwater section that you can see from the side. But believe it or not, this is not the most fun you can have out of bounds over here. This little dude called a Gushen is supremely broken in the best way possible. Grab this specific Gushen, move him into the water, and ground pound him to finish him off. Now, once he respawns, he will be slightly underground. So jump on his head until he is completely underground and then capture him. Now is where the real fun begins. Make sure you're underground enough to fit under this rock, and if you are, then the glitch has occurred. You now can clip through everything. Pretty much, within reason. But now the kingdom has become your personal playground. You can clip through rocks, animals, buildings, basically the entire level. And yes, I used this shamelessly to grab a free moon because attacking enemies through the wall felt amazing. You can leave this Gushen and recapture, and it doesn't affect the glitch at all. Just make sure that you do recapture or else you'll lose him forever, like I did. Lives have been replaced by coins in this game, so even though you may not be able to get infinite lives like in the other Mario games, I'm gonna show you a quick way to get coins, and a lot of them. So head to the Beneath the Keep travel point in Bowser's Kingdom. From here, turn your hiney around and head up and over the green arch to the right. Then continue on down through the gold rings, because why not take the extra cash? Then run along the pathway to the green roof below with the seed. Take the seed, jump over these minor obstacles, plant it, then ride the vegetation into the galaxy. And here's where things get fun. Run the course and do it much better than I did. You get a huge amount of cold hard cash in this little bonus level. But here's the thing, once you're done with it, you can complete it as much as you'd like. I love this trick because it helps getting those last few moons needed for another level if you're feeling particularly lazy, which I do often. But before we leave, let's go out of bounds. Grab this guy, jump here, fall through, and die. Cool. Thanks Nintendo Unity. Awesome channel, by the way. Next up, head to the food place and grab either Koopa, doesn't really matter. Head over to this spot by the slots and jump into this corner. Eventually, you will get pushed out of bounds, able to navigate a small area. Over here, you will be able to navigate through a metric crud ton of fruit and vegetables, I guess. And I think that's sugar. I hope that's sugar. But you'll explore and eventually find your way back in bounds like a good boy. All of that if you go to the right. Now if you go to the left, you'll find something entirely different. Here you'll find the adjacent area completely open for you to check out. So stomp on that turtle because you do not need him anymore. Sorry, buddy. Of course, Cappy freaks out here as expected, but just be careful while exploring because it's really easy to die, and I will just leave it at that. So over at the Mushroom Kingdom, grab the scooter and head over to this tree. Start climbing it, and if you hit the top right, then you'll get shot down under the ground. Not a ton to do down here, but you can see the entire kingdom from this one spot, which is pretty neat. IMHO. Now I did try to do some traveling around, but pretty much all you can do is swim because there's a death plane pretty close. But I would love for someone to exploit this one and find a way to make it useful. Speaking of that death plane though, sometimes this trick will send you directly into it. I just wish that that tree would leave me alone. Over at the Cascade Kingdom, there's a seemingly difficult clip you can perform, and it has everything to do with positioning. Head over to these cloud hat things, press up against the wall, and throw Cappy. If positioned correctly, then that cloud will shove you through the wall into a body of water. You can then climb onto a surface that some people believe is the collision map for the Odyssey, which is strange but cool. But if you want to check out a really cool trick you can do from this spot, check out Dave from DGR's video about getting into the Odyssey early. It's super interesting and Dave seems like a really neat dude, so be sure to subscribe to him. That is an order. Over in New Donk City, there's a softlock, and let me tell you folks, it's redonkulous. Head to the New Donk City Hall rooftop, hop onto the scooter, hit the POW switch, and ride to the key. Now this is the tough part. Grab the key on the exact same frame that the key disappears. This will softlock your game and cause you to suspend definitely until you close your game from the home screen. From here, you get a really cool view of the city. But the most impressive view is of Mario's shorts. Wow, those are some really cool shorts. Now with Mario's fashion out of the way, head over to Snow Kingdom, grab this nut, and drop it into some water. Then, while holding it, jump, throw it, dive, and continue holding Y as you dive into it. Then repeat the process. Do it correctly and you can jump indefinitely. This one is not as easy as it looks, and no, I don't know why the nut has to be wet. But you guys should definitely try this one out and let me know in the comments what your high score was. Next up, head over to the moon and get the dog's attention. And what you need to do is jump on his head while he's jumping. This is so much more difficult than it sounds, but I found a decent method of getting it to work. Get him behind you, do a short jump, toss Cappy, and land on the dog. Okay, it's still not the easiest method, but it's easier than what I was doing before. Now what this does is allow you to jump straight up in the air without limit. I really tested how far I could take this, and eventually you do run into a sort of ceiling. But the tragic part is, well, the dog sort of stays up there. But I definitely challenge you to this glitch because for me it was the most difficult to do in the ones I attempted, so have fun with that one. Well guys, that's gonna do it for this video, but this is not the last time you're gonna see Mario Odyssey on the channel. I can assure you of that. I love each and every one of you, and I hope to catch all of you next time on Glitch Vault. Whoa! Wait, where the heck is Mario at with his jump roping? Only 1240? How do you guys get to 99,000? You guys are insane!
What is that space chicken up to?
Yes, dude! Oh my god!
Oh my goodness! I so had it coming.